Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who presents the nicest preview of them all? Well, that's the first thing comes to your mind when you read the word mirror. On a dislike, the first hint would help you like to guess or to infer like what is this poem is going to be about. Hello guys, this is Yazeed Waleed, your English teacher. For today we'll be looking at a new poem that is called Mirror. It's a poem by Sylvia Plath. But before we talk about the poem, and before we talk about the poet, you should bear in mind that the speaker is not always the same as the poet. Even though if we are using like the pronoun I in any poem, though, you should know that some poets like chooses a particular speaker like to convey the message, or let's say not to elicit like the reader's emotions. So the speaker might be like a child, a little baby, right? Or it might be like an animal, a dog, or it might be like an object, as the wind, as the mirror, right? When you read like any poem, guys, you have to identify the speaker and the subject of this poem. This is like really important to know because it helps you like to understand like to see like let's say the entire like image or like to understand like the main theme of this poem. Okay. Let's kick this off by talking about the poet Sylvia Plath. So Sylvia Plath was one of the most famous American poets. And she was also like a novelist and a short story writer. She was well known like for her famous novel The Bell Jar. Plath was born in Boston, Massachusetts, right? She started like her life studying in the Smith College in Massachusetts, and then she moved like to London and studied in Cambridge University, where she met like her fellow poet Ted Hughes, and they got married like in 1956. They lived together in peace and harmony, like in the United States and then in England, and they had like two children before like separating in 1962. You should know a sad fact, guys. Now it is Plath like was clinically like depressed for most of her adult life. After like the divorce in 1 year, at the age of 30, she committed suicide. Right now, we're gonna go like to the reading on the analysis of this poem. Let's get the ball rolling. I am silver and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I'm not cruel, only truthful. The eye of a little god, four-cornered. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite wall. It's pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long. I think it is part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. Now I'm a lake. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I'm important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning, it's her face that replaces the darkness. In me, she has drowned a young girl. And in me, an old woman rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish. Now let's go to the analysis of the first stanza. But before we do that, I'd like you to take a good look on the title, Mirror, right? So here I'd like you to think about it. The title like wasn't given like one would think that the poem is about person, right? And this person like would be like given like these human characteristics like depicted in the poem, right? But here the title here tells us that the speaker is the mirror, right? So this mirror was like given human traits and abilities, which means that the whole poem is an example of personification. Okay, let's look at the first line. I am still the unexact. I have no preconceptions. So at the very beginning here, we have like, as you see, like the pronoun I. So the pronoun I here tells us the person here is the mirror, right? And it is like a mirror in a woman's bedroom. We'll get to that later. So the mirror means that it's an example of personification where human qualities are given like to non-humans. All right. The mirror starts by saying, "I'm silver and exact." So the poem like starts with the validation here. What does that tell us? It tells us that the mirror sees, and that's what the mirror displays, and it's not biased or based on any like event that came before, which means that there is no expectations. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. For the second line and the third line, guys, the mirror here is saying that I'm going to display to you exactly what I'm seeing, or what it's like showing without being like impacted by human emotions. So the mirror here is not blinded by human emotions. Are we following? I hope so. You can like guys, you can guys like take your notes while we're doing this, or take your jottings. Okay. Let's take a look on the fourth line. I'm not cruel, only truthful. Well, this is like an interesting line. The truth sometimes, guys, the truth sometimes is harsh, right? So the middle says here that it's not mean, that I'm not mean. The middle is saying that it's not mean, but it's going like to reflect what it sees. So it will tell you like exactly what is going on with your face or with your appearance, right? Let's see the fifth. The eye will ill God four cornered. So here we have like another example of validation, guys. So here the poet Sylvia is trying like to tell us the middle is like a god. It's rightful and just, right? And it has like four corners. So as you know, like look at the frame of the mirror itself. It has like four corners, right? So these four corners are like are like the eye of the god. Like can't see like every angle, right? So they can see like every angle. They can see like all of your appearance. Like it can covers like everything, right? In the reflection. All right. The sixth line, most of the time I meditate on the opposite wall, pink with speckles. All right. Okay. So most of the time here I meditate on the opposite wall. It's pink with speckles, guys. Here we're talking about here in this line. It indicates like the position and place of the mirror itself that is being hung on a wall, right, and reflects like another wall, right, on the opposite side. That wall like was pink with a little like spots on, right? Okay, and the color here, the pink color, suggests suggests it's a girly color, as you know. So it suggests like that it was like in a woman's bedroom and it was like a girly color, right? Okay, I looked, let me complete like the same line. I have looked at it so long. Okay, so this is like important, guys. This line is really important. I have looked at it so long. This like indicates that the middle has been like there for a while, right? Okay, let's look. Take a look at the last couple of lines in the first stanza. I think it's part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces are darkness, separate us over and over. So here I think it's part of my heart, So the heart here, guys, is like an example of personification. So here, which means that the mirror got used to this wall, right? And to the faces that come and go, like to see their reflection in the mirror. And when there is no face, there is darkness. Well, here we have the analysis of the second stanza going to say a very important line. Now I'm a lake. So guys, take notes. This is like a very important line here. So here we started talking about the middle is saying that now I am a lake, right? So here it means here the middle is in the idea of a lake. This is like an example of hyperbole. When you like over exaggerate the truth. So like here it shows us like how deeply one can look into a mirror. The mirror somewhat thinks that it has like a depth and it has like a great truth to tell. All right, take your jottings, guys. A woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. So here, what is the middle? You have to ask yourself like this question, guys. And what is the middle and the lake have in common, right? So the middle and the lake have a reflection in common, right? So this woman, like, is bending down now and looking at this lake to see her reflection, right? So she's looking to see what she has become in her life. So this is like really important. Okay, let's take a look on the fourth line here, or the third and the fourth together. So here, then she turns to those lights, the candles of the moon. I see her back and reflected faithfully. So here we see like a change of mood, a change of a mood here, guys. The image as far as it's used here is when you use like a candle or when you are like on a moonlit night, right? It's going like to be different when you look like into a mirror. And that's what the poet Sylvia is trying to hint to us here. Now she's saying that, that again that you can see you can see in the mirror what you see. Let's say that when you can see like in the mirror is actually like a reflection of who we are and exactly who we are. All right. Let's go like to the fifth. Right. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. So she rewards me with tears and agitation of hands, guys. Here it means that the woman is not satisfied with her reflection. So she might be like ugly, right? Or probably like aged, right? She's not like a young girl anymore, right? Oh, so might be so the color pink on her walls might ended up like probably to be blue right now, right? So she's not young anymore. Everything has changed. She has aged, right? So here she's no longer, let's say that, pure or innocent that as the young girl that she used to be in the past, right? She doesn't want to, and she doesn't want like to be reminded of this truth, right? So she started like to splashes like the water with her hands because she didn't want like to, she got angry, right? And she started like crying and didn't want to be reminded of this truth. So she started like splash the water with her hands. All right. Okay. Let's go like to the next. I'm important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning, it's her face that replaces the darkness. So here, as you see, guys, these lines here tells us that the woman like relied on that mirror, right? And Sylvia here is trying to tell us that the most important thing here or in life is the results in life, right? So the results are the real, the most real important things in life. And as you see here, each morning it's her face that replaces the darkness. So the mirror like got used to this woman like coming like to come and go like to this mirror to see like her own reflection. And when there is no face, there is darkness on the end. All right. Let's see the last couple of lines. These are interesting lines. You're gonna like them, guys. So in me, she has drowned a young girl, and in me, an old woman rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish. Okay, these interesting lines tell us the mirror has um, been there for a quite long of time, guys, right? Because in me, like she has drawn the young girl, and me, and a woman rises toward the day, which means that this is like an indication, like to tell us that the mirror been there like for a quite long of time, and she had seen like this innocent young girl growing up. She has seen like this little girl like growing up and becoming like a woman, an Asian woman, right? And rising up a day after day like a terrible fish. So here we have like a simile here, as you see, like in the last line. So the old woman, we have like a comparison like between the old woman and a terrible fish. This is like an example of simile here, and we can see that because of these like a terrible fish, right? So here we have a comparison between the old woman and the terrible fish. As you see, like I put like the terrible fish in red here, guys, because it's really important here. So the terrible fish here in poetry, in literature, guys, we have something that is called symbolism, right? So symbolism is like where an object is used to mean something other than its typical meaning, right? So just as the fish here, like would grasp like for air, right, on the surface, the aging woman, right, would grasp for her lost youth. So the aging woman here is struggling to hold on to her past. Well, that was all like for the analysis of this poem. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Study well, my dear students, and I will see you soon. Thank you a lot.